Titan story arc.
Welcome
Just
everybody back. Well, we're on Twitch now. We're talking about what we're about to get to today, and we've got story arcs that we've got started but not written, or not, or I don't know. You said you got your nomads and they're not going. You haven't got your story arc yet, Sky.
yeah, there I'm pushing them in a little direction, but there's no like big boss yet or something.
That's just it. Where we are with this group of people on Olivos right now is we are diving into a deep dive into the town of Roru, which is on a port city in the country of Wesmia, and I have no idea where the players are going to take their characters, which is kind of exciting and scary for the DM. But we're going to see how well this goes. Where we left off last week, we had our wonderful crew of the most eclectic individuals you can come up with make their way to to one of the local taverns, the Brass Pony. One of our characters, Putter, doesn't like it here. Putter's character is a little bit more affluent, we'll say, and therefore a dive like this location is probably not his favorite place to be. Nonetheless, the party last week uh, they had some good, well-earned downtime after trying to clear out some kobolds and goblins and such from a local ruin, if you will, and arm wrestling matches were had. Um, Frar's Frar was trying to demonstrate his prowess, and unfortunately, he was not as successful as he would have preferred at the arm wrestling matches. Bob Moss, who really doesn't care, was very successful, and but then we get to the drinking games, and Frar had absolutely no problems there, despite the fact that Frar doesn't drink. Go figure. We also had a number of interactions with some of the other people in the Brass Pony, learning a little bit about what else is going on. But more time was spent arm wrestling, gambling, swiping some of the coins if your name is Jeddah, and drinking and such. And so not a lot of inquiry was had about what's going on around the area. Nonetheless, the next day, everybody started kind of going on their own various paths. Putter kind of being interested a little bit in in the same thing Jeddah is looking for, an adventure. And Jeddah seems to have pirates on the brain. The Frar, for his part, just looking for some coin, looking for some good, solid work that will bring him honor. Um, Bob Moss has this jewel that he's uncovered, or set of jewels, I should say, that he's uncovered from that ruin previously. He's been trying to figure out a place to offload it and convert it to cash, and has been unsuccessful in doing so. So where we have left off then is with them basically kind of doing a quick little look around Roru to see if they could come up with
I don't know,
any
one time when
location
I
that
was
would work.
streaming, a bird came
Whoa!
to our
I have background sounds there.
and like
There is an extra voice on
the
me. Do
stream
you guys hear
audio
that?
because I forgot to mute my mic.
That's coming from you, Putter.
Yeah, and there's just audio of
Do you
me
have?
Is
running
it?
around trying.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it is. Thank you. I'm trying to be. Oh, apologies.
All good. All the technology. All the technology. Okay, and we're having some interesting things. So people watching today, we're having some interesting moments with the technology as well. So forgiveness, please, because we have, and actually I gotta do a quick little fix up on the screen here because Roll20's down. Roll20 is our main source that we're using, and unfortunately it is being unfriendly.
They just posted 8 minutes ago that it's confirmed that it's a data center storage outage.
So poo on that, but that's all right. We're gonna go theater of the mind instead anyway. But I do have
Technicians are working on it.
do that. There we go. I'm gonna see what I can do as we're going along through here as we're role playing to make up. I do have the basic stats for everybody, but I don't have all of the things. So we might just have to get a little bit creative, and that's okay. It's D&D. That's what we do. So. Where you guys started kind of making your way towards in your own various ways was to a a place that seems to have the most activity happening in Roru along the docks. And so as you're kind of walking along the dock area to try to locate anything piratey or a job or something along those lines, you all end up being attracted more to the east end of the docks, where you find a large assortment of various what appears to be ships, sometimes either half constructed or in a state of disrepair. A couple of them are tied up on the dock. Some of them actually been pulled up on shore. All kind of setting itself behind basically nothing but a post that has an extra wooden plank across it that's laid across it with a red bird of some sort painted on it. No other names, just this post and this red bird. Right now, there are quite a few ships at the various docks right at this location. And you could hear hammering, and you can hear from quite a distance. And as you guys get a bit closer, you can actually hear some saw action happening there too. So there seems to be some form of construction happening here. But it's the most activity and seems to be the loudest place in the area. And you guys make your way to it. And as you get to this post underneath this sign with a red bird on it, you find that inside in this area there was this massive commotion, but there's really only 3 people working here. One of them is a halfling, and the halfling is the one who gives you some immediate attention. Yeah, the halfling is the first one who gives you some immediate attention. Looks up to you and says, it just looks ancient, by the way. Heavily leathery hands. Obviously have seen a lot of work through his time, but a much older fellow comes. Hello, how can I help you today?
Hi.
At this point, and I'll just, for Farar's sake, I'll actually, you know what? Farar's going to be here in a second, so I'll just let Jetta, you go right ahead.
We were interested in what your business was. We're on the hunt for an adventure, you could say, so.
Well, this is the place you go after if you're looking to get something new or if you've just come back from an adventure, especially out on the seas. And he kind of gestures out to the open water that is out to your right-hand side. And in that open water, what you notice out there is... behind him is all these ships in disrepair, and he says, I'm the best shipwright here, and certainly the best shipwright you're going to find in Wesmia. So, that's what I do.
My red friend here is looking for a job.
Ah, yes. So, you're looking for a job now. What kind of work do you do?
I can carry heavy things. I can smash people.
Well, I don't know about the smashing people, but the carrying of heavy things would be very useful. Are you in Roro for a long time?
No.
So a single day's work?
Yes.
That I can do.
As you can notice, he doesn't use many words, but as
Sometimes
you can see,
it's better.
I prefer the language of battle.
The muscle he has, and I squeeze his biceps.
I shrink because I have a sort of respect for him.
Oh my god,
There you go.
bird.
Welcome to the bird. Love it.
Is he new, or did you always have him?
I'm babysitting him for
you're
like a few days.
Nice.
Nice.
Her.
She's okay. I'm glad that she's okay with your Farrar voice. Okay, so with Farrar, so he kind of looks to Farrar, says, "I can see that. Well," and he shouts out to, "Hey, Barry, come on!" And just a seemingly average, very dirty, but still average build. Nothing majorly assuming about this fellow comes up, gets gestured back up, and yeah, Weller, and he says, "Yeah, this one here could probably help you out with getting that ship up on the shore. Why don't you take this one up here? we'll talk about some payment here in just a couple, but we needed to get that ship up out of the water before it falls down. And so with that, this other character, Barry, I guess, I just came up with the name. Barry takes you to the back end of, to kind of deep into this workshop outside space towards a ship that is definitely in some significant disrepair, and starts working with you to moor it and to start hauling it up.
Is roll 20 down?
Roll 20 is down, yeah. So we're going
Yeah.
by
Oh.
theater of the mind at the moment.
All right. I forgot my stats.
That's okay. I've got your base stats, and so we'll just go
All
from
right,
role play
sweet.
for here. So, and we can probably figure things out, or if we have to retcon, we can retcon. I'm not a big deal. That's not a big deal. So yeah, you
All
you are taken in and immediately put to work, and you can tell there is a lot of stuff happening in this workshop space. Everything's outdoors, though. There's no cover over anything. So if the rain comes, it's just going to be there, and it's going to hit everything you're working on. And for the rest of you, the halfling looks to you guys. It looks to the other three of you guys.
Oh no, not me. Sorry, I may look strong, but my skills lay elsewhere.
Well, fair enough. You said you were looking for adventures anyway, right?
Yeah, in a way.
No way. Well, as you can see, all of these guys, they've all seen all sorts of adventures. The Solaris ship is had a pretty good one. It's almost finished up now, but they are they had a bit of a problem out there on the sea. Not unusual now these days.
What happened?
Oh, as I understand it, they found some people who were hungry and live in the water and thought them food.
Well, that's exciting.
Well, only if you make it out alive. Not everybody did.
Also true.
But the Solaris ship comes through here pretty close to every 3 months anyway. So, expected it, but just not with that many damages on it.
Understandable. While this conversation's going on, Jen is keeping an eye out for a specific thing.
Okay. Am I getting a DM? Is that what's going down here?
No, I'll just go ahead and say it.
Okay.
She's wondering if there are any ships that are either unattended or less guarded than the others.
Ah, I see. Okay. Hang on. Going with yours.
For no reason at all, of course.
For no reason whatsoever, Jeddah is interested in this. Jeddah's This would be a perception, and
Okay.
you're definitely super perceptive.
Yeah,
So,
I have
do you have-
D&D Beyond open.
Sure, go for it. Let's run with it.
Okay, so perception plus
If not,
7.
we're gonna get the natural dice sounds happening today. It's gonna be a nice little feature of the game.
Let's see here.
And actually, if you guys wanted to, and you guys could actually get to the Roll20 chat, we can use the rolling mechanism there too a bit.
That's a 17.
17. So what you see in terms of the ships around here, first of all, there's a number of docks that seem to be kind of connected to this workshop area. And there are a number of ships that are here. There's still some empty spaces at the docks, but you can see that there would be a lot of place for a variety of different ships to be here. Only one of them seems to be in enough of a good shape that you could actually even take out very far on the water. And it is it seems it's a single sail ship. Doesn't look like there's much to it. Looks like it would be built mostly for speed, kind of a narrow thing, as opposed to hauling anything in any particular direction. But it does look new, and it does not seem to have a name on it. Every other ship that seems to be here seems to be in a good chunk of disrepair. One ship here looks like it's in the middle of construction. You can actually see some of the layers of it kind of getting laid out as well.
Okay.
Elsewhere on the docks is a different story. The rest of the docks seem to be, most of the ships are about to push off, so they seem to all be in under some pretty good guard of the people who obviously own them or are working on them.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out which of our group is of less moral standing.
Ha! Okay.
I'm trying to figure out who I would talk to.
Why don't you roll an insight check then?
Probably a good idea.
Just a general insight check.
Oh, we
And
need
we'll
dice
see.
now, right? Because Roll20 is done.
That's right.
I have my
Pull out
dice
those
right
wonderful
here, so-
Oh, that's not as good, but
chunks
14.
of plastic and resin. 14. With a 14, is there anybody amongst our group who would say that she would probably see in your face or in your demeanor that you might be more interested in some illicit activities?
I
You
mean,
can
I'm an
say,
orc.
Sorry, say
Go
again,
ahead,
Potter.
I was going to say, you could say, I'm willing to do basically anything to get out of this town, good or bad. I will
Okay.
don't care.
Okay. I would talk to Putter then.
All right. Go for it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna pull him aside, away from the halfling, obviously,
Okay.
and just be like, hey, there's like a cool seagull I want to point out or something like that, and then just make a distraction. Then I'm gonna be like, hey, so check out that ship over there.
Yeah.
It's unguarded. It's pretty new, and there's no one on it right now. And it also has no name. So, if we want an adventure, what would you say about stealing a ship?
I have no qualms of doing that. The only problem is I've never been on a ship.
Neither
So I
have
wouldn't
I.
be able to steer it but I'm more than willing to join you in an adventure, that's for sure. But that does mean we'll never be able to come back to this town,
Oh, that is true.
which I have no problems of either because it's kind of poor, this town.
If they
I like
catch us.
large cities. Well, they won't catch us.
And I have means of disguising myself, so they won't even know it's me.
I'm thinking like Windy prepared everything probably except for a sea adventure.
I'm ready. I am ready. I am ready for anything. Not
I'm very
true at
down
all.
with that.
So,
All right.
if we are going to do this, when's the best
Become
time?
pirates.
Well, I would say we're going to have to leave in the evening when there's less people around. I would also say we should try to find out if our party wants to join us. More the merrier. But we should try to have a goal, or are we just going to go out trying to pirate? But 4 people with pirating, I don't know if we have enough strength for that for larger ships. One good thing, it looks fast, that ship, which is a good thing.
And it is smaller, so it would be better for.
Side point, how many people can that ship take, would you say?
That one, like I said, built for speed, doesn't look like it even could house any sort of siege weaponry even at all. It really
Ooh,
would
that's
be.
interesting.
Yeah, it would be probably. You know what? Roll a intelligence check, and if we're talking about just to give some stats here, if you're talking about Putter, your intelligence is a +1.
Yeah, no, I have my sheets open so I can roll.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, geez, 7.
Okay, yeah, it's tough to tell. It's small. It doesn't look like it would hold a large crew, that's for sure. But that's about as much as you can gather from it.
Imagine we become pirates, but don't use any cannons. We just sneak on board.
That's the idea.
I
That
have
sounds
passed without a
awesome.
trace, so.
And Bob has invisibility. I have nothing.
I have my rating.
I got my strength. I'll be the one who like pulls the boat over for boarding.
So while the Putter and Jeddah are kind of having this little miniature conversation, Weller's going to be speaking mostly to Bob then. And so one of the things Weller's going to say, so is our type of adventure you're kind of hoping for?
You mean a sea adventure? I don't have very sea legs, to be honest. I'm from the forest.
I see.
Water is not really my thing. And I
Well,
came here to deal with the deforestation. So, deforestation.
yeah, that's kind of fucked it up for all of us, hasn't it? Yeah. That's kind of the reason why I think. That's my theory, anyway.
I wouldn't be surprised that building ships takes wood. The wood gets taken from the trees.
That's not actually my main issue. I have an arrangement with a local farmer, and they kind of do the trees for me, which is kind of nice. However, it's not so much that as it is that just you know about the Ogopogo, right?
Okapoka Bay. Yeah.
Yes. Well, you right. You're from the forest. You're not going to know. The reason it's called Ogopogo Bay is because of the Ogopogo in it, and it's not exactly staying to the bay anymore, though. It's actually making its way out to the wasting.
Wait, what is an Ogopogo?
Right. So, imagine a sea serpent the size of basically all of Olivos, and coil it up into a condensed package and put it in water. That's your Ogo. That's your Ogopogo.
Ooh. I've never heard of this before.
Now, Jeddah and Putter, you will not have heard of this before for sure either.
Do we hear the conversation?
Absolutely. The halfling here is not being at all quiet for you.
So this Ogopogo, how does it attack ships?
It's not the smaller ones, which is kind of why I deal in only the smaller ones. Kind of keeps the clientele coming back. No, it tends to be that it goes for the bigger ones that's going to have lots of food on it. It really likes shark.
Okay.
But the problem is that it's pushing all the other shit out of the bay as well. And if it's pushing all the other shit out of the bay, all of them are fighting for food, and then even the smaller things start to get looking a little tastier, I think. And the pirates, they don't seem to have any problem navigating around it.
What type of ships do the pirates have?
Oh, big schooners. Actually, I can't say that I know that. You know what? All I can tell you is the stories that I've heard. They tend to be pretty darn fast. Lots of sails. Nothing too... The most powerful pirate that was in these waters died long ago. We'll put it that way.
Okay.
And actually, he's gonna say, yeah, he's gonna say, their treasure still sits out there somewhere, but that's all we got.
On a deserted island.
Oh, that's the theory. Nobody's found it, and plenty have looked.
Treasure.
I wondered if that might catch your attention.
That got my attention.
Well, if you guys come back in the evening, you might actually find some opportunities for smaller amounts of treasure, but if you're still looking for work like that fellow was, kind of gestures over to Frar, the adventuring kind might be more to your liking tonight.
What type of adventure are you
Indeed it
talking
is.
about?
Well, it's not so much that I would be able to tell you there's an immediate adventure leaving tonight, but that there's people who might procure your services and provide you with adventure. That will be departing tonight.
Okay.
The crab races. Lots of people come for those crab races, and they all have coin.
That's not so much of an adventure. That's not so much of an adventure.
I was waiting for it.
That's amazing.
Oh boy. Love it.
Grabbed the bird like 20 minutes ago already, but I was waiting for it to be in the sun.
Mine's in the other room.
Waiting for the
Oh
moment.
man. All right. Anyway. Yeah. He's just. Yeah. The crab. So the crab races. They attract the people with the coin.
But the Ogopogo, as people have seen it, or is it like a myth?
I can't say I've seen it. I'm a landlubber myself.
Yeah, but
I
you
just
you talk to a lot of sea
I do.
men.
Whether or not you believe them or not, some say that they have seen it, but that's all it. They've only it's only stories at this point in time, and you got to be honest. A fisherman's tale is always something that you should question.
I agree.
I prefer to deal in what I know, and what I know is what gold looks like.
So tonight there's crab race, you say?
There are crab races indeed. They only happen once every Elven day, and yeah, I can't go anymore. Not allowed. But
Why
You
is
got
that?
kicked out of the crab race.
eh, I wasn't as honorable as I should have been. But that doesn't mean that I don't have gold to spend there. So I don't know if you are interested. Maybe you can go on my behalf.
Well, that works out because we have no gold, and you got kicked out. So
Maybe it'll let me in if I take you there. Nah, I better not push it. But I'll
I
have
knew
my
you were a badass. I could sense it.
in my own way. I've spent time on the seas. I'm quite done with that nonsense now. It's actually where this came from. Points to his sign. It says, to the sign with the red raven on it. It just says, that used to be the mast. Not so much anymore.
And
Well,
aside note, Jetta's still like staring at that ship, just like out of the corner of her eye.
don't get the sense that the halfling has paid any attention to. He's actually really interested in telling stories.
Okay,
Jetta,
she's so totally sidetracked.
Well, what do you
Jetta,
say?
why don't we try to see if there's an adventure available tonight? If we can get away without stealing a ship to create our own adventure, or we piggyback off of someone else's adventure, I'm happy. Or do you have your heart set on stealing the ship?
Well, you
I
were
mean,
still.
like, my entire religion is based on pranks and pulling pranks on people. So I feel like if I stole a ship, it would get me like points for my god.
Well, it's not so much of a prank than it is a thievery. Um,
We could do like fireworks afterwards when we're sailing away. That just says, haha, I gotcha.
well, let's see what our party members want to do. I hate to split the party, but I'm game. Either way, either way.
That's fair. I am too. I'll find a prank either way.
And so he'll turn, seeing that the two of you guys have also gone back to your own little conversation. He's going to turn to Bob and say, "What do you think, big fella? Think I could convince you to go and put some gold out on a couple of crabs for me?"
Oh, me? Oh, sorry, I don't gamble, so
Oh no, I'm
May-
not asking you to gamble. I would be
may-
the one gambling.
maybe my friends would be of service, but I don't put my coin down for anything.
Oh,
I'll
God.
gamble for you.
All right. All right. So here's the deal. Here's what I would do. If you're going to do the gambling for me, I would say whatever you come back with, you get to keep 10% of it, which could be quite a bit of coin. And whatever you lose, well, let's see here. You know what? I've got an idea. I would like to see how good you are at this.
Mhm.
Have you ever played Liar's Dice?
No.
Ah, that's too bad. And he immediately pulls out, like out of his pocket. He just seems to have dice on him at all times. Just kind of hauls over this plank of wood. And he says, "This is where we're going to get interesting." Then he just kind of dumps out a bunch of dice out onto the table and says, "If you've never done it, then this is going to be quite interesting." So, and he just kind of pushes 5 dice over to you and kind of keeps 5 more for himself. Anybody else who wants to try this out, I'd like to see how good you guys all are at this.
Can I respond?
Frar, I'm gonna get you to roll a.
You're working.
Yeah, you're working. Yeah.
I am, yeah.
I'm gonna get you to roll a strength check.
Strength check.
Um,
My strength is 3, isn't it? Or sorry, 7. Oh, sorry,
Uh,
athletics. Athletics is 7.
Athletics will be 7. Yeah.
Should I roll athletics? Or
No, it
strength?
won't. Sorry, it won't be quite 7. If you're at 4, it'll actually only be +5, I think.
+5? Are you
Yep.
sure? Because I have the brawn perk.
That's right. +7. My bad.
All right. How do I do again?
Just roll regular. Yeah, just roll your own regular dice if you wanted to.
I don't have one, sadly, unfortunately.
We are going to have to fix that.
Nope.
Do you
I
have
got a
dice with you?
17.
Get a 7. Nice. Yeah. Okay. And then a perception check for me. Abby, do you have some d6s with you there?
I can get an emulator.
Sure. Just go for that if you'd like.
All right.
Darn, you rolled 20. It's not roll 20's fault. I know that.
All right. Nice.
Found my dice tray.
This version of the campaign. I'm now chatting to my Twitch chatter here. This part of the campaign this is only basically session, I'm gonna say 2. It's only just getting underway, so you caught us at the right time. So do you have some dice there you can work with?
I got.
Abby, do you have a dice there that you could work with, the d6?
I do. Yeah.
Awesome.
I have several d6.
Sweet. Alrighty. So then, while you're doing this, do you have a? Sorry, did you get your emulator up?
Yep.
Awesome. So I'm gonna get you to roll a d20 for me then, and we'll add your.
Just a normal one?
Yeah, just a normal one. And I'll add
14.
your modifier from what I have, so it's a 13 then. So you'll notice now that what you will notice, you won't have heard any of the conversation, but what you will notice is that the other 3 are still talking, and you're kind of like, there's work to be done here. Why aren't you here helping us out with that? And you are actually hauling a very decrepit ship up onto the shore. But you will
One
notice
second,
that
my brother is calling, but please go on.
Okay, yeah, he will notice that there is some dice activity happening. So he's gonna turn to you, Abby, and say, or to you, Jed, and say, all right. So here's how this works: you roll those 5 dice, and you keep them hidden. But you're also going to start betting on, and we'll make this a gentle person's bet for now. There are no coin involved because you're just learning. But basically, you're going to be betting on how many of a particular number are going to appear between your hand as well as mine, because I will also be rolling.
Interesting.
Yes. And go ahead and roll 5 of your dice.
Okay.
And you need to upbid, or else call me a liar, or I will call you a liar if I think that you're the liar. And
Okay.
you can start with something as low as you think between the 2 hands there are 2 ones. But every time you raise, you have to raise by either one or the other number.
Okay. I think I got it.
All right. So I'm going to wager 2 4s.
Okay. An outside of game question. Can I do a different number?
You can do whatever number you want. You're gambling.
Okay.
he would explain to you that if you're going to raise, you have to raise to 3 of something, or to 2 5s or 2 6s.
Got it. I have 2 5s.
2 5s. Well, and remember, it's going to be the number of dice that you think there are between both hands. Fine then, 3 4s.
3 5s.
Hmm. You're a little bit more steely-eyed than I thought you would be. Could be good for me, though. All right, fine. I will say 4 4s.
4 5s.
Liar. How many 5s did you end up rolling?
I have 3 5s.
And you guys both lift your hands, and sure enough, there's 3 5s with you, and there is 1 5 with him. And so there
Nice.
was 4 5s. See, that's how it's done. And had I called you a liar, and we put coin in this, you would have had coin on that.
Yeah.
How many 4s did you have, just out of curiosity? Because now the DM was playing this for real just a little bit too.
No 4s.
So he would have lost. You could have called him a liar too. He had 3.
Yeah.
He had 3. So, and you will have noticed that now, because now you can see all the dice, and you can see that he got he went as far as he was willing to go, and he was gambling a bit on you. Just, we'll look at you and say, "What about your friends? Any of you guys like to gamble? I get that you don't, big fella, but what about you, Dark One?"
This is a plebes game. I don't gamble on simple games like this.
What do you gamble on?
Dragon races.
Oh, you
like
see many dragons where you're from.
games of strategy and intelligence.
I see.
But dice and simple games these are for children.
Or when you have nothing to lose.
Well, I think that would probably be the truth for the people coming this evening. Tell you what, we'll put it to you this way. I'll give you some gold, and I'll get you to gamble on my behalf. But I'm also going to ask for you to. Actually, I'm going to go to your friend here, and he looks to Bob. He says, "You can keep that one honorable, right?"
Ruby, well, yeah. I can keep a secret.
Okay. Well, tell you what, I'll find somebody who can get you there, and I'll get some coin put together for you guys tonight. You can gamble on my behalf, and then you can gamble your own money for that matter too if you want. If you don't feel it to be a plebes game, don't worry. The crab meal after the races is actually one of the best you'll ever have.
The
Somebody
interesting
sucked-
thing is I have
somebody
no gold to
sucked
bet, so.
Sorry, what were you saying, Bob?
Somebody subbed with Prime on your.
Yes,
on your,
I see that.
Yeah.
I love the Twitch Prime subscriptions. Thank you very much. Yeah, so you've now come into some form of an agreement, although it hasn't been completely finalized with this halfling. What do you guys want to do next? Frar's working.
I see roll 20.
Oh,
Oh.
really? I see roll 22. You guys can launch into that now.
Yay!
Hitting that refresh button every few minutes. Probably the whole world is now jumping on it.
Yeah, it might take a couple for it to kind of connect itself. Oh, there's the subscription announcement.
It's
Love it.
really late, by the way. Why is it always like a minute delay?
I don't know why Streamlabs is so slow for me, but I am not going to
Never underscoring just subscribe to the Windy JD&D Guild.
I love that bot.
There have underscore N. Thank you. Thank you very much for the subscribe. I'm just getting the Roll20 back up on the game here for us as well, so that the people in the world can see what's going on here as well. Get some rolls to actually make sense for everybody.
Oh my god, I have my sheet again.
And I have mine. You can now dim the lights. Look at that.
Oh, that was already an option for a few weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Why is it just me?
It's funny because it didn't really make much of a difference for me because I do everything in D&D Beyond anyway.
That's true, you do.
Oh,
what
man.
what I just saw that because I was also logging into D&D Beyond, it's gonna be it's been bought by Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah, could be some great things coming out of that. We'll see what we can get out of that. So, oh man, I'm stuck on something here. There we go. Okay, so what's your guys' next plan? Do you guys want to go just kind of fast forward straight to the evening? Say Frar's had his full days of work. What do you guys want to do?
I wanted to get a job as well, but as an kitchen help in the Brass Pony. So
Ah,
of course
okay,
I talked to the chef already there. His name was Einar,
that's correct.
I think. Now that I have my sheet up and I actually see my notes. So that's where I would have wanted to make some coin for the day.
Okay, roll me a general persuasion check. See if you can convince somebody to hire you.
I am a chef, by the way. I may not look like one, but I can cook.
Oh, look at that. Then roll with advantage.
Persuasion. Here it comes.
You needed that advantage too, the 10. Tell you what, I'm gonna give you my clam chowder recipe, kind of a claim to fame that I have here, and I want you to see if you can reproduce it.
I really like the clam chowder, so I could already taste some ingredients, but I was missing a few. So if you could fill in the blank spots, then I will try to replicate it.
Tell you what, I'll take care of the secret ingredients. You go ahead and take care of this stuff, and just hands over a recipe to you. I'm going to get you to roll a survival check with advantage, if you don't mind, please, because you are a chef.
23.
There you go. Yeah, and as you get to a certain point in the processing stage of creating this clam chowder that you've now got this wonderful recipe for, and he's very obviously on one section just says, add 3 tablespoons. Doesn't tell you what, just like add 3 tablespoons kind of a thing. And as you get to that stage, he just kind of grabs a bottle without a label on it and just kind of he apparently he knows this well enough that he just kind of goes and gets. You're pretty certain it was pretty much the exact right amount. Maybe a little bit more than it was supposed to be. But you as a chef also know that while it might say something on paper, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's exactly the amount you use. And he puts it back and just lets you continue it. And at the end of it, he doesn't even have to taste it. He just looks at you and says, I could use you for a night.
There goes my pen. And is there a moment where he like steps away, or that I can take the unlabeled thing and like try to taste what it is?
I'm gonna get you to go for a sleight of hand check.
14.
14. Yeah, okay. I rolled like crap on that for both my characters who would have
Okay,
to
so
go through,
and at the moment where he like walks away to attend to a guest or something or bring food, I quickly take the jar and go like, do I recognize what I taste?
What you taste is a type of alcohol. It's got what's interesting about it though is it's got a very strong fruity taste to it. It's almost like what some of those fruity wines that people buy at the local grocery store for like $10. But it's very, very sweet, but has a little bit of an extra salt to it as well. And so it seems like it's a home brew of some sort. Not really port by any stretch. Yeah, it's not moonshine. It's a little bit lighter than that.
Right.
But it's obvious. It's also only in a bottle. It's not kegged. It's
So it's a liquid.
Definitely a liquid. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a powder. Right. So I take a little sip then.
Yeah, it's pretty good, but it's most definitely like a cooking sherry kind of idea, not a not something that you would put into a glass and drink or even sip.
Right. I would spend the rest of the day, of course, cooking for Einar, helping him in the kitchen.
The arrangement that he would make with you with that persuasion check is that you would basically get 40% of whatever the cost of the whatever people pay, plus your tips, and that's it.
That's actually a very good deal.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's actually just excited that there's somebody else who might know his clam chowder recipe, without all of the details. Just somebody else who can help him reproduce it, because of the things that are being purchased here during the lunching hour and the dining hour, it's almost always the clam chowder. Sometimes it's going to have some biscuits on the side, but it's almost always the clam chowder.
Okay, and now that I'm in the kitchen and I can see the freshness of the ingredients, how fresh are the clams that they use?
The clams, it looks to you as though they have been caught probably either in the morning. You get the sense that Einar probably goes and collects them in the morning from either his own stash or from somebody else who does it for him. Being that it's a 40% that he's giving you, it's probably his own.
All right. I think I know enough.
You can also talk to Gan, who's in there quite a bit today too. Gan is a very talkative sort.
Gan was the owner, right?
No, Gan's the server that works there. Fat Gan, the guy who sweats everywhere.
Gan.
But if you talk to him, he's going to mostly relay to you that the clientele that they get in here are mostly the dock workers. He might talk a little bit about Chowder Fest, especially considering you're really good at making the clam chowder, and that Chowder Fest is the annual celebration they have every year, celebrating the fact that Roru's other claim to fame, aside from being a good port, are the clams. And you kind of get the sense that this little podunk town might actually have a lot more life in it than the buildings give you give you a sense of. Certainly not lots of coin flowing through here unless it's coming through the docks. But there's definitely a community here.
I will be more interested in the reason why the forest nearby, like the redwood forest is. I think it's red bud forest. Sorry.
Yeah, Redbud Forest. He would tell you that, and he will know. It seems like he knows a lot of what's going on around here. And in terms of the Redbud Forest, he would relay to you that since the Mystic Mother has banned for deforesting for any reason the Redbud Forest anymore. Okay, so Twitch chat just saw the Bob Ross. Please tell me you use giant paintbrush as a weapon and a canvas as a shield.
That's a great idea.
I actually, if you can, oh yeah. Can you allow me to drop a link in the?
Yeah, I could do that for sure.
My Dutch Dungeons then.
I'm gonna go permit
Let's see if I can
dungeons.
see my nice art. I don't even know where I can.
There you go.
Is it here? Is it here? Oh, there we go. Let me just.
That's the ticket.
There we go. That's the art of Bob Moss.
The fullness of it. Gotta love it. Okay,
but basically the information I get is that the deforestation has already been banned.
It's been stopped, but it's taking a long time for the Redbud Forest to regather itself. He'll even tell you that the Druids used to have something that would have protected it, but the reason the deforestation even started is because something bad happened to one of the Druids' main places. At which point you can roll a history check.
I've been in the forest my whole life for 70 years, so I doubt I would know. I have to be honest. Okay.
You might be able to put 2 and 2 together here. Nope, you can't put 2 and 2 together here. We tried. DM tried to give you some lore. You did not get it.
If DM says roll anyway, I will roll.
All right, so you take some more. Is there anything else that other people want to do before we get to the evening?
Can I do something bad?
You could try.
Okay.
We would not expect otherwise.
It's in my character description. I'm sorry.
You got to do it then.
So, I'm going to change into a human ship hand.
Okay.
With my disguised self.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So no more drow. At least
So
for a
the-
second.
What kind of is let's go with like race and general appearance.
Yeah, so she would change into just like a female human like ship worker, and just a little bit shorter than she is,
Okay.
since she's kind of lanky. Really dirty clothing, maybe like some sort of pirate hat or something.
Okay.
Just kind of looking conspicuous.
Roll me a d4.
Okay. Oh, roll 20s back on.
Yeah.
2.
Perfect. So your strange pirate hat is like a tri-corner hat, except it's not a tri-corner hat; it's a bi-corner hat.
Oh, okay.
That's all I use that for. I just want to see how many corners your hat had. Okay, so
I had such high expectations.
I know.
What this roll was gonna be for.
all right. So
What should be the
and
most
are you just
important McGovern?
are you just hanging around the docks then, and just kind of getting a lay of the land? Is that what's going down?
Well, I was gonna act like I belonged to that particular ship, and I was gonna walk on it and just see if it would have everything we need for adventure if we theoretically
Okay.
stole it.
So as you walk up onto that ship, a couple of moments later, the fella that you met at this red bird post, the halfling, comes up to the ship. She's a beauty, isn't she?
No, I was just admiring your ship.
It's pretty good. Yeah. Are you looking?
Yeah, I'm on the market for.
Roll a deception check now.
10.
Oh
Okay.
no.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, you've been on the seas for a while, haven't you?
I've
Had to
seen
shout out. Do you
many
have a
a
lot?
sea battle in my day.
So what happened to your old ship?
Blew up.
You get this. So you're looking for one of my ships?
To blow up.
Not to blow up.
What did you do to blow it up?
Had a wizard companion fireball. Poof. It was a big explosion. I swam with the sharks for a second, which is why my voice is so gravelly.
Yeah. That seems
Changed lives.
about right.
Almost got eaten.
That seems about right. How'd you get out of it?
I tore the fins off the shark with my bare hands.
Holy shit.
Right. Okay, so how much coal do you actually have?
It depends on how much gold you're looking for this beauty.
I'm looking probably for a bit more than a person who's just been swimming with a shark with a broken fin can probably afford. So, how much are you? How much do you feel like this thing is worth?
How does 5 gold sound to you?
Yeah, I think you need to get off my ship.
Okay. She just runs, saying in the disguised self form, obviously.
Okay. You get the sense
Meanwhile,
that
Wendy, I'm gonna go try to find a place I can buy a grappling hook and
Oh,
a
heck
hemp
yeah.
rope.
for sure. The name. So actually, you know what? Go roll for. No, you've been around town enough. You can just ask, and people are friendly enough in this area that they'll just tell you where to go and how to get there. As it were. So the place that you're going to be going to is the general store.
Okay.
To Otto's is what it would be called. And so you make your way. It's basically you kind of start making your way back towards the main church in the middle of the town, where you first met the sheriff. But you don't go that far. You go a little bit to the left of it, and you find this this building. I think actually you may have actually already even been in it once before. But inside, when you step inside, it's basically just a small 2-story shop. Old. everything seems briny in here. This one's not as brine as brine stained as the other buildings are, but it is the person who greets you as you step in, middle-aged male human. What's interesting about him is he's actually all pale-skinned, like almost white, and his eyes are pink in color. And he greets you and says, "Hello, welcome to Autos. How can I help you today?"
Yes, I am looking for a grappling hook and a rope.
Grappling hook and no problem. Back shelf, far corner. You can pick out your choice. There's a few on hooks there.
Okay. I go back there, look for one of good
You find-
weight. And actually, I'm going to bring out a hemp rope and a silk rope. And I put the hemp rope on the side. I put the grappling hook and the silk rope together and say, how much for these two?
He says, just hang tight while the DM figures that out.
And I kind of flash my royal crest.
Okay. Can you describe your royal crest for me, please?
It's of a black two-headed dragon. Okay. In flight.
Ooh, okay, cool. So he's gonna look to that. It's just, oh, that's. What does that resemble? What does that represent?
That's my family crest. But we're not here to talk about my family. We're here to talk about buying.
Absolutely. So for why can't I find my
How
stuff?
about this? I'll give you 7 gold pieces for the 2. And I use my persuasion to say, and if it was a good quality, I'll be coming back for more material.
Fair enough. I'm going to get you to go ahead and roll that persuasion for me, please. I had all this stuff right up here, and it is now gone.
The grappling hook is 2 gold pieces, and the silk rope is 10.
All right.
Oh shit!
Here, yeah. Okay. Okay. He is going to say to you, that's not a bad persuasion roll. He probably thinks a little bit better of you than some other people. So it kind of feels like you're pretty honest about things. Well, with this particular rope, and he's kind of gesturing. Did you put the silken rope on there as well?
Yes, I did.
And when you put that on there, well, this particular rope, it takes a little bit for me to get that kind of stuff in here. So I think I'd be best asking you to get up to 10 gold for that, for the lot.
Fair enough. We'll go 10.
You make the exchange. You now have yourself your various types of rope. They are a very good rope. They're probably going to manage quite a bit of strength for you. And then of course you're also looking for your grappling hooks, and that's not hard.
Yeah. Now we're ready to steal the boat and go pirate it.
There you go.
We because last session you weren't there. We took also the time to buy upgrades for ourselves. So don't forget you have like 50 gold pieces from the mission we did. You got it from you got it from Jeddah.
Okay.
Because although it was her personal mission at that time, I think she's the only one who accepted it. But she did divide the money between us. So.
Absolutely. Okay.
Okay.
Fast forward to the evening, or is there anything else that we need to do before the evening?
How much money did I get?
From that job from the Sunken Citadel, you would have gotten 50 gold that Jeddah would have dispersed.
50?
Yes, 50.
Actually, 50 gold? My god.
Yeah, I think it was 200 gold or something.
Yep,
that we got.
split.
No, I thought it was less.
Nope, it was 50.
All right. So here's a question. Can I buy a whetstone or something to sharpen my axe for a temporary kind of damage thing?
Absolutely.
Oh, then I want to do that. Can I
okay.
It's like a couple piece.
Well,
actually
here's the thing.
Yeah.
But it enhances the damage, right?
Not really, no. But
No?
but that doesn't mean you can't roleplay the crap out of that.
All right, I'll just get
I think what you
Love
mean is
that.
vicious. If you can
Mhm.
make your weapon vicious, then it will do extra damage on a crit.
How?
Yeah, but that takes.
But that's expensive.
It's
Oh,
quite
how-
expensive. There's some magic
Alright.
involved.
Is it magical? Vicious?
Vicious?
I always thought it was like just like really making it super sharp.
Okay.
It kind
In,
of depends
in
on
that
how you
case,
go with it, because it's
Yeah,
a
it's
crafting thing, right?
DM discretion,
Yeah.
I think. But
in that case, I want to go to a general store and buy some like general items.
Sure. What are you
Alright.
looking to get?
I want a rope, like a
Okay.
fairly lengthy rope. Hold on, let me put this here. How many
Yeah,
feet
we're
would
retconning this,
I
by the way.
find? Are
You'll
we?
be able to find 50. Yeah, we're gonna retcon this. We're gonna say that this happened before your application for jobs.
Oh, okay.
Excuse
Okay.
me.
That's,
Yeah.
no.
So we're gonna say you're looking for 50 feet of rope. Is that what you're looking for?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. And anything else in particular?
Do you have potions, drinks, herbs?
Well, I have herbs and I have
Let me
drinks,
see
but I
them.
don't have much for potions.
Let me see
Um,
your herbs.
They're good for teas, and you'll just kind of
No.
gesture to this tea cabinet that
Do I
he's
look
got.
like I drink tea?
I didn't think so. That's why I was confused.
You don't have something that heals for wounds?
No, unfortunately not. We're in Roru.
we went to
This
the
doesn't mean much to me.
It might not mean much to many people once you get past the docks.
Hmm.
Unless you're a farmer, at which point it makes a lot of sense what we have here.
Fine.
but
Then
we
I
went.
want a couple
Didn't we
of
go to,
wine
didn't,
skins.
didn't we go to the potion shop last session?
I think
you
we did.
You
Yeah.
bet-
Yeah, we each got a potion of healing.
I was gonna get some
Uh,
extra if we had, like.
Yeah,
enough.
not from here. You won't get
Mm.
any from this
Fair
place.
enough.
Is very much like your general corner store. It's
Well,
not gonna
Farfar
have-
doesn't know that, so.
Yeah, true. But he's gonna say, like, as far as you could tell from this person, nobody in Roru sells healing potions.
Oh. All right. Well,
Now about wine skins.
Wineskins I have. Wineskins and water skins. You'll find
How
them
much?
a second row over. Good question. I don't know why I'm having such a time with
2 silver pieces.
shopping.
I have it.
Thank
I have
you,
it open.
thank you. Why can't I find that thing? Yeah. So he'll look to you. 1, 2 water skins, wineskins.
3.
3, 5 silver.
Why does a
And-
person who doesn't drink need wineskins?
Sorry, I meant to. I was gonna use it for water, but I didn't know what they were called.
Okay, water skins.
Water skins, yeah.
3
I
water
thought they
skins.
were all called wine skins.
No, there's actually a bit of a different kind of treatment you do to wine skins to get them to make sure that the acidity and the alcohol does not actually
Oh.
leak through.
Actually,
Yeah. It's a
actually,
thing.
I'll take 2 water skins and 1 wine skin.
And
How
he'll
about
sell them
that?
to you for 5 silver.
5 silver. Okay, and what else do I need? What other general like useful equipment does he have that I could see?
In this space, pretty much anything for tenting. There's a corner there where you can actually get oars
Thank you.
and like crabbing or clamming materials, so like crab traps or lobster traps, and then some nets and fishing materials. You'll also see that there's
Ooh.
burlap sacks, because it's obvious that there's also a big farming component to this area as well. But it's not like
Okay.
it's not like large scale crops like wheats or anything like that. It's more along the lines of like fruits, and so
All right.
some baskets and such.
Gotcha. I want a net.
You get yourself your net.
Yes. How big is this net?
The net is, thank you, Bob. I appreciate that. The net it's the kind of net you would use mostly for. Well, I guess that depends. Are you wanting to get a net that you would use for like battle and trying to combat people,
Yes.
or like a fish? Oh, okay, that's a different story.
Or I could
that-
like make one using a
Yeah, that's-
fishing net.
Yeah,
Hang
that's a
on.
weapon, I think.
Yeah, that he might not have. No, he doesn't
Oh.
have that particular type of net here. He has fishing nets, no problem.
Yeah, I'll take a fishing net and then I'll like modify it. I'll take 2 fishing nets just so I could get
Okay.
a thicker rope.
All right, so that will be he would sell that one to you. I'm gonna say he'd sell a full set of fishing materials, so like um, hooks and the whole works for 1 gold. But if all you want is the net, he'd sell that to you for 4 silver.
4 silver. All right. And does he have? I'm guessing he doesn't have perfume. Why do I need perfume? Nobody worry about it.
Actually, what
It's
you
been a
do
long
find,
day.
you do find one shelf that seems to be kind of dustier than all the rest, and there is a couple of small vials of that are somewhat ornate in nature, and he'll point to them out to you and say that yes, those are the eau de toilette.
What?
Eau de toilette. It's like a perfume, but not as powerful.
What language is that?
I believe it's Fuentian.
Don't speak that language to me. Don't understand you.
I don't understand them usually either. It's not my fault that they call things crazy shit.
Do you have balls?
Balls? Yes, I have balls. They're attached to me.
Ball bearings.
Oh, I see. No, I do not have ball bearings here. I'm sorry.
I will take that perfume, or whatever it is.
It's a type of
The
perfume.
something toilette.
Yeah, certainly. It's that'll be 8 silver.
And finally, a lantern.
A lantern, no problem. Do you want one that kind of has a shutter on it so you can kind of direct your light?
The open.
Or-
Yes. No.
Okay.
The open one.
The open one. Okay, that's just 5. I've got 1 here. I got a whole list of them here. You can pick your favorite metal work for it, but it is 5 silver.
Fine. And how much is all the total? I wasn't paying attention.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna say
I
I'll
thought
put
you were-
in roll a persuasion check and then I'll round this around for you. Yeah, he's gonna charge you 2 gold and 5 silver for the whole works.
2 gold and 5 silver.
There. I was not mathing, and so that's just what I'm gonna do.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Wendy, I forgot to buy spikes. I'm buying 5 spikes for 1 gold piece, I think it is.
I believe that sounds right to me. Iron spikes.
Iron spikes, yeah.
Well, you get 10 with 1 gold, and I would still go for that if you want to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, 10 iron spikes in your sheet.
And may you be interested in these pints of oil, which I brought from the Citadel. 5 pints.
You want to sell those to me?
Yes,
5
very
points.
good quality.
Just gonna kind of unstopper one of them and have a look at it. This is an unusual oil.
That's what I thought. It's very rare.
It's very rare, indeed. I could see myself to that. Roll persuasion check for me. And hello to Ready Set Roll from Australia by the looks of things. Ready Set Roll.
Hello, Raiders. Nice to be there. I want to dump those gems as well. Can it be in this store as well? Or
You could certainly try to convince him.
I can throw in some gems, 3 of them, and roll those tiny gems out of the satchel that I have.
In his eyes, his very pink eyes are just gonna go like big. Oh, I don't know if I have enough for that. We'll see.
50 gold pieces.
For all of this? And he immediately goes to the back and starts kind of looking around to see what he can find.
Are you dealing?
Oh,
There's
just selling my loot.
There's no drugs here. There's no drugs here. Roll a persuasion check for me.
Off 2.
But I'm taking advantage because of what you offered. So he's going to, he's going to immediately rummage through some of his, start clinking and a bunch of stuff. Kind of pulls out this bag. It's not really gold, and clunk, a whole bunch of what appears to be mostly silver is placed out into a bag and for you. Says, if you would like, I can count it out for you, but it's definitely going to have at least 50 gold here.
Well, I trust your green eyes. That is enough.
My green eyes, is that what you said?
Yeah,
He's
Oh, no, wait, he has blue eyes, right?
He has
He's
pink
pink.
eyes. He's
Pink
an
eyes. Sorry.
albino.
Your pink eyes. Sorry. I remember you saying a specific color.
Oh man, yeah. So he does.
Cannons going
Oh, he's albino. That makes so
Yeah.
much more sense.
So you get your
I just noticed you both are drow, by the way. I didn't even realize that.
right.
What do
Yeah.
you have in terms of pyrotechnics?
Pyrotechnics. Apparently,
Fucking
that was
explosion.
really good timing for that follow sound. When you have time for these pyrotechnics. Okay.
Thanks for the follows, guys.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, that was a great timing too. I appreciate that a lot. So the for pyrotechnics, he's gonna say, "Oh, I think that's a little bit more wizard-like than I can handle."
Oh, okay. I figured, but thought I would try.
Oh, I appreciate. Is that something you think I should stock?
I would buy it if you have it. I can tell you
Chowderfest
that
is
right now.
Chowderfest is in a few Elven Day. I wonder if I can get some in. All right, I'll ask my suppliers.
Okay.
And you have now done shopping. You've now had a job. You've two people have had jobs. One person tried to steal a ship, and
Not yet.
Cutter was there.
I'm not done. Give us time.
I think ready to go on. Let's do this.
All I need to do is get paid by Einar.
Certainly. So for your day's wages, you're going to get. He's going to provide you with. Actually, he will have had a really decent day today, so you're going to get about 24 gold off of him today.
Nicely done.
Yeah, and for Frar's sake, with the athletics check you did earlier on, you did a really good job for the day. Dude is really pleased with you. He's going to give you. Actually, he's going to ask you first. So, are you going to go with those people that you came here with to the crab races for me?
I guess so.
All right.
Oh, 1 second. I just gotta go to the doorbell real quick, and I'll be right back.
Okay, then I will finish that all off. Yeah, food, right? Pizza
As usual,
coming.
his
It's
dinner comes in this
food
section.
time. Love it. Love that, guys. I appreciate the raid so much as well. Ready, set, roll, and for the new follows, all good stuff. Appreciate it. If you guys are, I'm kind of doing a little bit of a vamp while for ours getting his food. But if you guys wanted to tune into some other things we got going on this channel here as well, I do on every other Monday, including this one coming up, I do a game setup thing. Sometimes I'm map building, sometimes I'm world building. It's kind of depends on what I need to do for this group in particular. But I also have a Witchlight and Carnival campaign happening on Tuesdays, same time. I have another friend on here, Dak, who runs a Ghost of Salain, which is a Ghost of Saltmarsh Ported campaign. Yesterday, Curse of Strahd was going. They're getting close to the end of that game, actually. And then on the Discord server, if you guys wanted to jump in there too, we have a whole bunch of things happening, including a Discord-only game that Rogue runs. And he's
Sorry
back.
about that.
All good. You got your food?
No, not food. It was delivery, I think, from my brother.
Oh, we were trying to predict your life. Anyway, so he will basically what he'll do is he will give you 20 gold to take with you to this, expecting that you're going to be bringing back some winnings for him. And the expectation is that you're coming back with at least 20 gold plus whatever you get on top of it. And so this is what he will explain to you. But he'll also give you your day's pay from today, which will be because of the amount of work that you did. He's going to give you 12 gold off of that too.
12 gold.
Yes.
Seems
Wait,
it
I'm
pays off to
confused.
be a
How
cook.
much money do I have then?
You could be kicking around right now because you're holding on to 20 of his gold. You could be kicking around like 80-ish gold.
80-ish gold. Okay, so I'm taking the 20. That makes it. And then I get 12?
Yep.
All right, gotcha. That's a lot of money.
He's got a bit of coin there for you.
Thank
And
you.
so as you guys arrive later on in the evening, sun is now kind of setting. It's you can see that the waves are kind of lapping a little bit higher up on the shore. not completely high yet, but a little bit higher up nonetheless. As you guys approach, you'll notice that the halfling that's there, and this is at the end of your workday after you've just made this arrangement with the halfling, by the way, Frar. You'll notice that the halfling is now speaking to a couple of humans. One of them is a little bit older. One of them is not actually human. I should say that. Let me correct that. One of them seems to be a middle-aged elf, which you immediately recognize as probably older than most people here. But a middle-aged elf and somebody who shares a lot of facial features with them, but is definitely not elf, is half-elven. And is a slightly shorter female, big bushy black hair, dark skin, but they're all kind of having hushed conversations. I would be willing to entertain a perception check if you want to hear what the conversation's about before you actually fully approach. Go for it, Jeddah.
My perception's dope, so I figured I would take it.
Watch the rolls. Yeah, that perception
20.
is
There we
dope.
go.
Dope as hell. 20 is what you got. So with a dirty 20, you are able to glean that there's a little bit of disappointment between the people, between the half-elf and elf, and the halfling. And you actually hear, it needs to be done tomorrow. We must leave. So it will. After you're done tonight, it will be done. And he'll here are my friends. Are you sure this is okay? And the half elf will say, that's unorthodox, but if it means my ship's going to be done. And she'll turn to each of you. So who are you anyway?
Oh, you're right to the point. I'm Jeddah.
And the elf standing beside her, rather to the point. My apologies. My daughter tends to get the job done and not much else. She'll say, it's important who I'm taking care of here. So who are you again? Jeddah and the rest of you?
I'm Bob.
Bob, Frar, and Dark One.
Spotter.
And I'm
Putter.
Putter Leoborn.
Leoborin. Okay, so, and Weller's got you guys going to this thing tonight, so, we're gonna take that raft over there. It's not one of those things you'd take anything bigger. So if you guys all have everything you need, hop on in. She'll make her way over to this raft and kind of start mooring it up.
Wait, we're going on the water.
That's the only way.
Oh, I will get seasick. I already know.
Well, then you sit in the back.
Upwind.
I did it before we shift the raft. A quick thing, Windy. I forgot to. I wanted also to sell my old leather thing. Normally it's 10 GP.
You would have. I think that was actually part of your arrangement with your new leather. That they just took your old leather in as part of the payment.
Then I didn't realize that. Okay, never mind.
Okay.
And I'll just remove it from my shit. Carry on.
Beauty. Okay. Right. Okay. Just going through my notes real quick. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna get. So you guys all crawl into this raft. It's probably only big enough for the 6 of you: the elf, the half elf, and the 4 of you guys. And she kind of gets in and says, "All right, just know that seeing as I'm the one providing you passage, you're going to be. I'm going to need your help because I'm going to be on yours." And she immediately kind of pushes a raft away from the dock and starts back rowing, and says to Bob, turns back to Bob and says, "If you gotta go, you make sure you go out the side."
I think I'm okay for now.
Roll a Constitution saving throw for me, Bob.
Con save. 5.
Okay, and I'm gonna get. Pardon me. The half elf is going to say, okay, so the two of you, and pointing to Jetta and to Putter, you guys can see okay in the dark, right?
Yes.
Okay. I want you just to kind of keep your eyes out for the little short chunks of rock, just kind of barely sticking out of the water. That's what we got to keep our eyes on.
I
We
can
want to
see.
get there before everybody else does.
I can see 120 feet in the dark.
And there it goes. Oh yeah, the clams. That'll do it. And keeps on rowing away. Over the course of the next couple of hours, you guys are kind of gently lapped left and right. The land kind of disappears a little bit away from you, and is replaced instead of from a low level to a large cliff that kind of just rises and looms above you. It'll be to your right because you're actually going backwards. So it'll rise up to your right. Anybody who wants to roll a perception check to kind of see what's going on around here. I am willing to entertain up to 2, or else 1 with advantage.
I can do it if someone wants to help me.
Yep.
Go for it.
Perception.
Dang,
26.
All right. So 26 with a 20. Oh God, I have to look at what my big rolls section was going to say. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no problem. So with your vision off in the distance, it's less so much that you actually see it before you actually hear it. And you've kind of gotten, over the course of a couple of hours, you kind of got used to hearing the waves crash up against the cliffs. And after a little bit, you hear notice a place where it's no longer as audible, that there's a little bit ahead, there is no wave crash. It just seems to kind of just dissipate. And that's when you were like, we're almost there. And you kind of gesture and point this out to the half elf, who will tell you that sounds about right. And you guys get closer to it, and sure enough, the cliffs have kind of dipped in a little bit, and then there's a few chunks of rock that are just seem to be kind of peeking up over the water. And she starts to kind of hold position. She says, I don't want to go over the top of those until the tide's a bit higher up yet. And she just kind of holds the position for a little bit longer while you're there with a natural 20, or with a beautiful little 26 perception check, which is just nuts. You also now kind of pay a little bit more attention to the cliffs and notice that after this little outcropping that exists, and the cliffs kind of come back, it kind of dips down a little bit lower, and you can, again, listening now that you're used to the wave crashes, and now that you're in a bit of a calmer area, you can hear that there's further up ahead. You should hear more wave crashes, but the distant wave crashes aren't there.
Stop rocking the boat.
Not much to be helped there. And then just kind of pulls you guys wait for just a little bit longer, and as you do, with your 26, you also notice that there's about 2 or 3 more rafts coming up from Roru behind you guys. And now you get the sense, oh, this was a race to get there first. And
Should we shoot
you
them?
guys, so you guys were so far in front that you thought you were last. You guys eventually get yourselves in to this cove, getting over the breakwater, and now the water is very calm. And Bob, you finally feel like, oh, if the water was like this, I would probably be okay. And she pulls up your raft and kind of nudges Frar and says, "Big one, hop on up, pull us up, please."
And this is... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh. I, with confusion, I do take it, and I do as she asks.
Yeah, and you just pull her all the way up. As you get up out onto the sand, and it is sand, it's not rock. There's sand up in this space instead. There is a large beach that opens out in front of you that this cove is kind of opened into, and it's well lit. There's torches. There's a couple of campfires on either side. All of these torches kind of lay out. There's an assortment of logs that are set out on the beach as well. And where you guys are pulling your raft up into, there is already somebody here. There's somebody standing beside a very large crate that pulls you that you basically pull your rowboat or your raft up directly beside, and you have now made your way to the cove. And I'm gonna just give you guys a map.
And that cove is on the coastline, right? It's not in the bay.
That's correct. It's on the coastline.
Right.
Uh,
I throw up again, and some spatters come on the cloak of Potter. Oh, sorry, Potter.
I take my coat and just wipe it off on his boot.
And
Okay,
as
sorry.
so,
And I put it in the water and clean it off real quick.
My apologies. My stomach turned when we. I don't have very good seal action.
I see that.
so as you guys step out, immediately the half elf quickly jumps out, takes the line from Frost, thanks, and just kind of pegs it into the sand, and walks and purposefully tries to get to this fellow beside the crate first, and immediately hands some coin and starts looking through the crate. And as she looks through the crate, she immediately calls over her elven companion. Says, "What do you think of this one?" "That'll do." Up and lifts out a crab and is now holding onto a crab, and walks around the beach to where all of the gathering of wood is.
Is that our crab?
Dinner.
And they're relatively large crabs too. They're certainly not like the small little hermit crabs. Like, these are good sized crabs, like snow crabs or king crab kind of idea. Let's see here. I'm gonna pull up. That's not. Oh, I lost my sheet there. That's okay. So in the I guess that's because I put it in Roll20. I was smart and I was trying to put it in Roll20, and thankfully Roll20 actually worked for me. Okay, so the fella that you see there beside this large crate, it looks is very clean shaven, kind of furrowed brow, leathery skin, seen some life. The hair is starting to gray just a little bit. He's also got a handkerchief, and he's just kind of holding it up against his chin. Just newcomers.
Hello.
Diamond, and you are?
My name is Bob. These are my friends. That's Potter
Metallic.
My
That's
name's
raw.
Jeff.
and Jeff.
Metallic.
Sorry, metallic.
Metallic.
Why are we lying? I whisper
No.
behind me.
Sorry, just think.
He's gonna look to you guys and say, "Yes, indeed. Why are you lying? Just tell me your names, or else you guys are gonna have to get back on that boat."
Oh,
I
Jeff.
was making fun of your name.
Because his name Diamond.
We're off to a great start.
We're making friends already.
He's, go roll for me a general charisma check, then, Frar.
Alright.
I want to see if he thinks you're funny.
You want me to roll it? Can anybody roll it?
Well, this is mostly
no,
just
this
because he
guy.
was trying to make fun of his name. Yeah, it's just.
Oh.
All right, that's well earned. Diamond's the nickname. If you need the real one, win some stuff today. In any case, your pick of crabs, 10 gold per crab.
10 gold per crab, and let me talk to the crabs. Hang on.
Ah.
And I use my speech of beast and leaf, where I can communicate a little bit with plants and beasts. They cannot talk back, but they can understand me, sort of.
Absolutely.
All right, crabs. Who is a winner here? Hands up if you think you can win.
Okay.
Cross up. Claw up. Sorry.
Roll for me a persuasion check.
With advantage.
Yeah, totally.
Because of the speed of speech. Persuasion, you said, right? No, yeah.
Yeah.
Persuasion. Oof. A 5. I don't have bad. I jinxed it. I told you last session. I roll good for it, Bob. And this session is. You said you're gonna jinx
Of
it.
course, it's gonna happen. I told you you're gonna
yeah, no.
jinx it. So, as you're watching inside this crate, you see a whole bunch of of the crabs kind of move around. Some of them, there's a good chunk in here. They were all kind of piled on top of each other, and out comes two crabs, kind of working their way from the bottom. Both of them raise their claws.
Those two, please.
All right, and so who's giving the 20 gold?
So, did the halfling give it to me or to
Frar.
Frar?
To Frar.
Okay.
I hand out the gold and say, "Do what you please."
Well, it's not me. It's yours. It's your money, but sure. And he takes the gold. And
Well, no, I was giving it to the group to see what they were.
Oh,
gonna
I see.
do.
I see. Sorry, carry on.
I take the gold then from Frar, and I think these are winners. They
look
certainly
like it.
say they are. They say they are. I'm confident.
All right. So, Diamond pulls out one crab, hands it over to Bob. Another crab hands it over to Frar. Says,
I have mine to putter.
um,
I don't even take it. I back away. I don't take it.
I'll take it.
Okay, so Jedit. So he says, if you look just beside that one torch over there, there's some chalk there. Label yours. And then label yours, and then put it in the starting crate.
I'm gonna write Jeff on mine.
All right. And what are you gonna write on yours, Frar?
I am going to.
Are they red crabs, by the way?
Put.
They're more white.
All right. So as I'm inscribing my clan's sigil
Nice.
on the back of the crab, I'm gonna hold the crab to my face and like whisper to it, "If you don't win, I will make you into a chowder."
And I know the recipe, so
And he knows the recipe. And that's my crab prepped.
And then on my end, you just hear, "You can do it, Jeff! You just have to believe in yourself." Yeah.
That's you guys take
Right.
your crabs over after decorating them, and put them
I
into
wanted
the starting
to ask Diamond how it works. Mr. Diamond, how does it work to race?
So as you're asking this, there's a number of other rafts that are coming up, and people are now starting to come to him, and it becomes obvious that these are regulars. Putter, you're starting to actually feel like the people around you, that are coming in here, are a little bit more of your ilk. Everybody seems to be well dressed, except for whoever happens to be operating the rafts. But the people with the coin, they're much better dressed than your current compadres are. Bob, for your part, while he's taking coin and handing out crabs and such, you will notice with your passive wisdom that there are some people who all just kind of gesture with a crab that they all bring in from the raft, and they give a heftier bag of coin to Diamond and says, Diamond say, "Well, basically, they race in heats. The winner gets the pot of the money that you use to buy the crabs. I take my cut, and then we eat afterwards and feast and probably make some arrangements amongst each other.
We feast on the literal crabs of the race.
Except for the winners and the ones that people brought themselves.
I see. Are you allowed to bring your own crab as well?
If you have one. Not many people think that their crabs are the fastest.
I see. And are you able to... I'm not familiar with gambling and betting, so I'm just trying to orientate myself. And can you also put coin on a certain crab or...
Oh, there's much coin that is exchanged in the middle of the races as well. So yes.
All right. I see.
The one thing that you cannot do is cheat. We've had a couple of run-ins in the past.
And I turn my head to Jeddah. And like
Are you looking at me for?
give a firm
Okay.
understood.
last one we had that came through here that was a little bit more creative with how he was going to get his winnings was, well, let's just say that it's a good thing he's good with wood.
I see.
Is
And
he?
he will actually point across the cove, and Bob, you can't you can only barely see a bit of a shape of a boat over there, but Jeddah and Putter and Frar, with your guys' dark vision, you guys can see all the way across the cove, and there is a raft there that looks like it would not stay afloat for very long.
Would it happen to be a halfling?
Oh yes, of course, you've met them. Oh, okay.
Oh my god, what's that?
That and
a
he'll
crab.
so he'll just that's a crab. He'll just keep on collecting some coin over the course of the next 45-ish minutes. More and more rafts come in. It seems that they've all got this really well timed. And part of it is because the tide is very obviously getting to its peak and now kind of almost at its holding position.
So how many people there in total about?
There's around. Let me see. Oh, I had that written down here for myself. So, there are around 50 to 60 people that have now kind of gathered in this cove, and so it's there's space for everybody to hang out. But there's a lot of people in here. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me, Petter.
Not a great roller for perception.
Yeah. Okay. So none of these people seem to be familiar to you. There's some people. There's one person who has a tunic with what looks like a blue shield emblazoned on it. There's a number of the other people just happen to have fairly nicely embroidered clothing with them. You get the none of them, one of them has actually brought out a keg as well, and is just kind of starting to pump out of the keg to fill in wineskins and to fill in mugs as people may have carried with them out of their packs.
Are many of these people wearing signet rings or no?
Many of them are. None of them, from the distance that you've got right now, seem to be particularly visible. The torch light is flickering enough that it's hard to kind of get a lay from any sort of distance as to who these people would be.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna walk around, see if I recognize any of these signet rings,
For sure.
or if I recognize any of the families of power or wealth.
Sure. Okay. Challenge for in your case is that most of your power and wealth exists in a completely different country, so you're definitely in a different. You're trying to see probably what you're going to get more out of it is what type of symbology tends to be the predominant ones here, and not necessarily knowing whose houses they are, just what the symbols are. And then from there, you might be able to glean a couple of things too. So over the course of the next while, you might be able to pick up a little bit more.
Okay.
Frar, you were going to say something.
Wild Bob appears. That's pretty much it. They just saw Bob popped in.
Okay, cool. And right, so anything else before as people are continuing to arrive? All right, then let's go to it then. So, after everybody's kind of gathered, and there's been some light conversation, crabs have been painted and delivered to this crate on one side. Diamond goes over to the crate and starts lifting out 4 from one crate into the neighboring crate. And 4, is that what I want to do? Yeah, it is a 4. I need to also roll this so I can do this properly. Oh, rats, I don't have one of those. Okay. You guys have no idea what this is for, but I need to roll this anyway, so I have it. So here we go. Roll 20, help me out. Perfect. Okay, so after a little bit of gathering, people kind of doing some mingling, Putter trying to kind of get a good lay as to who is who and doing what. You guys can also drop your tokens on there if you wanted to. The fella who, here we go. I'll pull him out there right now for you guys too. The fella who had been handing out the crabs goes to this very large tree trunk. Some of the trees had actually been cut down around the outside of this beachy area. He goes to this very large tree trunk and kind of sets up beside it, torchlight kind of lighting him from the side as he's dabbing his chin, and says, friends! And just kind of, the conversations kind of die down. He says, friends, new and old. And he kind of gestures to you guys and then gestures to a to the curly-haired half-elf that came with you, new and old. I ain't much for talking, but I'm certainly good for gambling. And a couple of people like, yeah, just kind of raises up their mugs. You'll, Jedi with your wonderful rolls and probably Bob with your passive wisdom. Actually, what's your passive wisdom, Putter?
It's probably not very good. 1 second. I'm having problems dragging and dropping my character.
Oh, okay. Here, let me get her in there.
10.
10. So, yeah. So Bob and Jedi, you guys are going to be the ones who notice that Diamond does not have a drink in his hands aside, but he does have a water skin over his back. He's going to say, so remember, half the proceeds go to you, to the winner, and the other half of them go to them poor mouths up and that the mystic mother never seems to feed. And you kind of get this big sense of sarcasm that's kind of dripping off of his words. A couple of people are like, you can hear some snuffs and some jeers from the crowd as well. Hey, you. We ain't making our destiny standing here talking, so let's get to it. First 4 up. And so in the first one, I'm gonna go for the crab that Jeddah put in is gonna be in this particular heat. And so here's what we're gonna do. You guys are gonna roll for the crabs.
Ooh.
You're gonna, okay. So basically, what you guys see here is actually, you know what, I'm gonna just go for this way. I need you to. I actually need to pull this up here real quick too. There we go. Okay, so. As he steps off the tree stump, he goes towards the front of the towards what is now obviously some sort of a course for these crabs to have to make their way through, and he and somebody else another a gnomish character kind of set up beside 2 different crates. One that your crab was placed into along with 3 other crabs, and open both crates, the sides of both crates at once. I need all of you guys. I'm going to get everybody to roll for a crab in the race. Okay? And so, Jeddah, you're obviously rolling for yours. Everybody else are rolling for a random other crab that has been placed in here. I need you to roll for me a D20 plus 2. Everybody can roll that.
Me too?
Yep.
I'm sorry, mate. There's a lot of noise in my house right now. What'd you say? Roll acrobatics?
I shouldn't have you do that. It's just a D20 plus 2.
Okay.
Man, Jeff is the shit.
Told you he's good.
All right.
They volunteered, so.
There we go. So as they open up, you immediately see Jeff, as we've now called him. You immediately see Jeff kind of peek out, and out of the other crate that the gnome opened up, some sort of a clockwork-looking crab-like creature with an extra dog head over the top of it, steps out of its crate and barks, and the crabs immediately scurry away. And this automaton crab-like thing starts chasing the crabs, and Okay. So as they start getting away, one of the crabs immediately takes one of the crabs. The automaton actually gets caught up to it because it stumbles in the sand and kind of doesn't really know which direction to go. And the automaton, the head kind of goes down and stabs the crab along the back, flips it
Oh,
over
shit.
and steps on it again. That crab is now dead. That was Putter's crab, by the way. And but before even starting to do anything more with it, it starts to clamor to kind of collect up to another crab. Gets really, really close. I'm now going to... the crabs start racing down this long corridor away from this automaton. And they get to a corner and now have a couple of different paths. I'm going to get you guys to all roll for these crabs again. A d20. This time we're going to use the crab's wisdom. Just a straight d20. Everybody, except for Putter, because your crab is now dead.
And can I cast Pass Without a Trace on myself just in case I need to rescue Jeff?
That you can.
Okay. This is just a straight d20.
Yeah, just a straight d20.
Isn't that super visual?
And Bob, you put it as a d20 plus 2, so yours is actually an 18.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry. Should have I rolled something else?
Yeah, it was just a d20, not a plus 2.
Ah, sorry.
That's right.
just-
It's the 17, I should say. So, a bit of a distance away, that great big launch that Jeff had put him way out in the lead, but he kind of gets confused as to which corner to take. As does the one that is just barely running in front. The one that's just running barely in front of the automaton manages to take a different path, probably because it's been scared into that. And the other two now end up getting cornered by this automaton in a dead end. And so now I'm going to go get you guys to get both Frar and Jetter to roll for me a d20 plus 2 again.
Ooh.
Not 20.
Oh, and looking between the two, it picks out Jeff, and it flips Jeff.
Can
And
I rescue
immediately-
Jeff real quick?
You could try.
Okay. And I'm Pass Without a Trace, and no one
Yeah.
looks at me, hopefully. What do
This
I
is
do
pretty
to
high
rescue
DC.
Jeff?
Everybody's cheering and watching these crabs. Like, there's a lineup of people along the side here watching things. And so it's going to be a high DC.
Okay. Is it stealth?
Oh, yeah, definitely stealth. Yeah.
Okay, so this is
It's
whatever
gonna-
I roll plus 10.
Okay.
So 23.
Yeah. So you reach out at just as the automaton is about to stab it, and you yoink it out of its claws, and immediately some boos and jeers come out from beside you, and you, now that you've got Jeff in your hands, you're actually getting pushed and shoved through the crowd to the back. Meanwhile, the race is carrying on, and I'll just do these rolls real quick because we're gonna have to deal with Jetta's thing in a second.
Jedi
the-
did told you not to cheat. Come on.
I can't
can I
let
get
Jeff die.
can I get Sky and Dick to roll for me a DC 20 minus 2 this time?
7. Come on, Frar.
Oh, I'm supposed to do it too?
Yeah, yes, please.
Come on, you can do it.
Ooh.
Oh, no!
wow. So, despite the fact that the automaton was distracted and went for Jetta's character, for Jeff, and your crab, the crab that you were enacting, was able to kind of sneak out in a way, it wasn't good enough. And as soon as it got to this hill that it had to climb, thankfully, Sky's had a chance to get a little bit in front, but yours ended up being caught by the automaton. 3 crabs
Oh.
down, and Sky, I'm going to get you to roll for me one more DC, a D20, this time with a plus 2.
Also 5.
Wow. All right. So all the way through, and just before it gets to the end, it comes down. Your crab comes down the hill and towards this crate that's now set in water, and it looks to go into the water, which you now know was just means it's going to jump into this crate. The automaton just gets to it and blocks its path, and immediately dispatches it. No crabs made it to the end in this race. And now that all of this has happened, and more of the people have actually stopped paying attention to the end of the race, and they were all starting to pay attention to Jed as she gets pushed back, clutching Jeff in her hands, with Diamond on that back at that tree stump. And Diamond looks at you and says, "New ones didn't get it, did they? Do I give her a chance?"
I'm not trying to cheat. I'm just trying to rescue Jeff because I've developed a bond here. I'm gonna keep him.
Roll a persuasion check for me, please.
Okay. This is gonna go badly. 20.
You needed that 20. I rolled a 19.
Jeez.
On the crowd. So a couple of people immediately beside you, they said, all right, they'll be like one of the people who are there is a very hoity-toity lady, looking to you, human, looks to you. Aw, you gotta let her pay her way out or something, Diamond. And another guy says, yeah, we haven't made enough money off her yet.
I'm just making a pouty face and I'm like petting Jeff.
Diamond's gonna say, all right, 5 more gold in then, and you can keep them. Nope, that's not gonna work. Okay, because he immediately sees the crabs. You're right. You want to keep this crab as your own. You have to pay what other owners have to pay. You have to put another 15 to make it even 25.
I only have 5 gold, so I'll pass that over and be like, I'll ask my friends later if they can pitch in.
No, you'll ask them now.
I'm sure you can let her keep the crab for just because she's a nice person, and
I'm not doing anything
I
wrong.
cast charm person on
Oh,
Diamond.
wow. All right, I gotta pull up Diamond sheet. I don't think he's gonna make the save. Yeah, he does not make the save. He looks towards you, and he looks towards you with a look of a longtime friend.
And I put my hand on his shoulder. We're all friends here, new acquaintances.
I can't look.
Let my friend keep her crab for free.
I'd love to be able to. But I got a horde of 50 people who are gonna want to make sure this is fair. How are we gonna do that?
How about we let it race again without extra
By
money?
No! What
By
if he gets
itself?
snatched by the automaton?
I'm sure. I turn to little Jeff. You can do it, right, little crab?
No!
And speaking with him, Crab just kind of looks up at you like,
I'm gonna start.
Maybe you can talk to.
she's
the
already
crowd.
laughing. Hang on, Abby. You're already laughing before you even say what you're doing. I'm now nervous.
Go ahead.
I'm still passed without a trace, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Jeff, clutch him really close, and I'm gonna start running back towards the raft.
All right. Go ahead and roll your stealth.
Okay.
That's gonna be hard.
I don't know what to do. 26 with the pass without a trace.
26. So you're able to get through most of the crowd before you get all the way back to the raft. And here's what's really interesting about this. Bob, you look and notice Jetta leave, and as you look back, Diamond's not there. And as you get back to the rafts, Diamond is now already there.
Holy shit.
And Diamond's got skills going, it peeps. Diamond has trained on you a light crossbow.
Oh, for a crab?
No, for coin. $10 more, or it's the raft for you.
I walk over to them and just press a pouch of 10 gold to his chest.
That'll do. Put Jeff back into that crate.
I thought we were friends.
Oh, you and I are. She hasn't figured this out yet.
Shall we get a beer later?
I don't drink.
I'm sure I can convince you.
Nope, I don't drink. Keeps that clear.
Interesting. Okay. I just want to say, out
So-
of game, Jetta would have totally killed this guy over a crab.
Oh, I know. I believe that you would have.
Oh
But
yeah.
He's
Good thing
got a
Farrar stepped
little
in.
bit of speed to him, and you get the sense immediately this guy's been around the world a few times. And to have him still sneak up on you, he's got some skills. So, yeah, heads up on that. You guys start making your way back towards the races. He says, "We had one uneven race anyway, so let's put Jeff into Heat 3."
Should have called him Meepo.
Yeah, okay.
And Jetta's clinging on to Jeff.
Okay, so
He's not racing again.
okay.
He's now Jetta's Jeff.
I hold out my hand, and I say,
Give me the crab.
No.
I
My
can take
crab.
it from you, or I could tear it from you.
Oh, I'll fight.
Oh, we're gonna go PvP.
"Oh, PvP."
Here we go again.
Here we go again on our own. Diamond's actually going to get you guys all the way back and kind of make his way back to the tree stump. Before you guys have this exchange, Diamond's going to say, "Our new people need to understand. These crab races, most of the crabs do not survive this, except for one, the winner. They become our food, and the best food you'll ever have. However, if you find yourselves interfering, then you will become food for a different creature, probably the Ogopogo." And a couple big murmurs coming out throughout the entire crowd as he drops the word Ogopogo as well. Says, "So, do not grow attachments. It will not work out for you. And notice that there's a number of people here who want their coin."
Is it fine to bring my own crab instead of that one?
Yeah, if 25 gold, it's yours. You can replace Jeff if you want.
I mean, why do I need to pay gold if I have my own crab?
Because most of the crabs that people bring, and he's now talking to you as a friend, most of the crabs people bring are trained.
Well, mine is too.
And therefore they have an advantage, and they have a bigger. That evens out the opportunity and provides people with the desire to maybe not bring their own crab and get
All right.
higher risk,
Oh.
higher reward.
I understand. Of course, we have to add in the pot of the.
Exactly.
I think, but Fra already paid him 10, right?
Yep.
Yep. So officially speaking, Jeff has been purchased for racing.
Give me the crab.
No. And I'm gonna run, but I'm gonna leave it an illusion of myself in place
Let's
of
try
where I
and
just was.
grab the crab from her clutches.
All right. Roll a wisdom check or like a percent. No, it'll be a wisdom saving throw for me, please. First, Far.
Wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Nat 20. Nat 20 on this one. Jetta, yeah, I'm gonna bet that beats your DC.
Yeah, 17.
You
Oh, no,
needed
15, sorry.
almost a nat 20 to get that. Okay, so here's the deal then.
damn.
15, sorry.
Roll for me a athletics or a sleight of hand check, please, Frar.
Ooh. Athletics, of course.
Okay, I would like you to roll a competing athletics check or an acrobatics check, Jetta.
Definitely acrobatics.
Yeah. Okay, so as she drops her illusory version of herself, or makes it suddenly appear, interestingly enough, the illusion even has a crab. Frar, you are not tricked, and you immediately strike her hand, which in a place that actually causes her to loosen her grip on the crab, and you capture Jeff, and you now have Jeff in your hands.
This isn't a game. This is not just a game. This is gold, not my gold. And I'd rather not be in debt right now.
But I
We're
want to
racing.
keep Jeff.
We're racing again.
He'll die.
I'll
He
kill
will
him
be in
if
the
he
second
lives.
heat because we're gonna either have to kill him or make him successful. One or the other, says Diamond. So we get back into the next heat, and
I like
away
the
we
odds.
go. This will be the last heat that we do. We're gonna see if Jeff survives one more heat right now.
All right, then I
Oh.
place him in the race.
Awesome.
One moment for all.
Yes.
Windy, would you allow I have wild-shaped companions, so I can summon a spirit in an animal form.
Sure.
Basically find familiar, but just takes an action. Would
Yeah.
you allow me to cast a white crab familiar to replace Jeff?
I would allow you to see what's the. This is a feature,
Shall
right?
I post it? Shall I post it? It's a druid feature.
It's going to use your wild shape feature. Okay, without material components, so it's with the other components. So find familiar. You might need to do a sleight of hand check. Or a deception check. It's one or the other. I just got to check out what the components are. Actually, it might. Let's make it a sleight of hand check.
It's
Yeah, let's make it a sleight of hand check.
Alright.
To see if you could do it without anybody noticing.
hang on
Oh,
for all. Maybe I can quickly replace the crab before you put it in the crate.
How are you gonna find?
And everybody, the crowd of 50 people are just
Alright.
kind of doing a hullabaloo right now, and they're just kind of interacting with one another and
Turn
kind
your
of turn
your
off.
back. Turn your back a little bit to the crowd.
All right, I do that. Holding my crab in hand.
10.
Okay. Oh man, jeez, man, I can't roll with crap today. Okay, yeah. So you do a quick little gesture,
Swapperoo.
and immediately on top of Jeff is another crab.
Okay, and I quickly put Jeff in my clothes.
Okay.
Like on
All
my
right.
coat.
We now have ourselves a find familiar version of a crab. And I think that's where we're going to pause, and we're going to carry on with the rest of these crab races, and we'll do fast rolls next week. I'll put some sheets in here so you guys can do those really, really quickly next week to see how well our crab races go before we carry on. Putter, I will say for your part, you will see that the only person who has that blue shield emblazoned, that's emblazoned on their tunic, they also have a signet ring in that same symbol, but they're the only person that way. Everybody else has a variety of different creatures or symbols. One person has a set of stars. One person has actually one that you do see a couple of times in here. Probably the one that's most that people seem to be hiding the most is one that has an 8-point. Looks like a compass rose. Okay. And that is where we're going to call it for the day.
Okay, you said they're hiding it.
They're trying to prevent people from noticing it, but they also don't want to be not wearing it, apparently.
Okay, weird. Oh,
Yeah, they're just like covering it with their hands or placing it underneath their arms or something like that. And every once in a while they come out and you see this compass rose on their rings.
okay.
One person's wearing a brooch that is very definitely covered from a flap of their clothing, but you get a glance at it, it's a compass rose. I'd say there's probably 4 or 5 people like that.
Okay. Something for next week.
There you go. Guys, thank you very much. We're going to call her there, and I'm going to see about maybe finding somebody that we can do a raid ourselves to. Who do you think, guys? Let's see who's online right now.
I feel like that find familiar is gonna bite us in the back, especially if it dies.
Yeah, how's it going to die? That's the question.
That's the
Yeah,
trick. What happens
it's
when
just
it
gonna
dies?
disappear. From what I read, it just disappears. So
I
like,
can control it.
That is true.
But-
You can control it. to a
but the
certain
rolls,
extent.
So you
the
can win.
rolls.
Push them forward.
All right, so who we got? We got Phoenix, Phoenix Iwaki, Phoenix, basically, if we wanted to go and raid them. How do you guys feel about that idea? Sound good?
Yeah.
Let's do it. We're going to raid Phoenix right here. And thank you guys all very much for joining us. So we'll switch over to the raid here in just a couple, but thanks again, and we'll see you guys next week then.
Bye. See you next week.
Before you
Oh.
go though, I do have a question.
Okay, so I'll answer the question off stream, but yeah, I'll thank you very much, and we'll see you guys next week. Enjoy.